Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 18, day 5, non-farm payrolls day. Happy Cinco de Mayo here in the U.S. And it is National Hoagie Day, so go out and eat a nice hoagie there. Hey guys, as always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only, to support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right. Greetings. Let's get right into the charts as a quick recap of today's session highlights. As we see here on the indices, very choppy here this morning. Meanwhile, crude getting a little bit of a lift here today, but our market internals throw a wacky wrench into the bucket here for today. I got market internals, I got advanced decliners moving up, I got cumulative tick index moving up, I got volume a little bit shaky in the AM session, but just continuing to climb. What are the futures doing? Pretty much nothing. They're sitting there still until the PM session, and wait for it, 20 minutes before the market close. That's when you get the lift. Now, who wants to stick around the PM session? Who wants to stick around and watch trading for 4 hours until the last 20 minutes? Not a particular fan of it. Thinking maybe that's it. That was the end of the session for the day as we roll into the weekend. French elections, still uncertainty there too, but the market thinks otherwise as we got this nice major lift at the end. Well, it was Yellen, it was multiple Fed speakers, nothing much to speak about today. It was non-farm payrolls with a really good number out there, but a little bit of a disheartenment there on average hourly earnings only rising 2.5%. But the market really just didn't react much. Euro actually reacting a little bit more on the AM session. All right, so in the news, nothing much to speak of. Weekend uncertainty, but awaiting those French elections. So there you are. Net balanced overnight, and we finish to the upside. And so there was our economic calendar for today. Employment situation and Fed speakers. Okay. So let's get into the charts here. Let's just take a quick look. NQ on the Globex overnight. Nice move. Again, drop those MML charts again if this is your first time watching the videos. Let's go right to the probability setup that we're looking for. I'm not sure these days are here anymore, but they existed at one time. So we're looking for a trending bar. We're looking for a nice pull action downside or upside. Monday seemed to be the only day for that on the markets. This week on the indices, 51.44, you're looking for price action downside and a solid trade management study to go with that. Again, whether you combine that without or with the MML, the Murray math levels to keep you in to the downside, that's a whole different ball game itself. But the clear intention of remaining in a trend without being taken out on the tail is all dependent on your trade management. So let's take a look at some of those setups, see if any of those existed today. So there it was, NQ on a smaller time frame, Heikin-Ashi bars downside. These are the kinds of tails I'm talking about that are not fun at all. But if you are following the MML strategy, all right, you got yourself lined up, 534 in sync, not too bad. Stop is up here at the resistance, and you give yourself some price action time to move away from the setup without taking out your stop, as long as you're willing to sit in a pullback this much. That's up to you or each individual trader. I prefer the higher probability setup where all three are in sync. That's signified by the red dot here. Now you can see the sell setup here, the short setup here, everything in sync to the downside. A little bit further away from the crossover, but stop up here around the resistance up to resistance high, which is the swing size. Price action on 2 indecision bars, and bang, you finally eventually got yourself a trend down as price action right to the MML low. And there it is, the midnight open actually chopping, and right at the pre-London open off the lows, price action back upside. So can't say you can't trade it overnight if you don't have the market internals as we look at every day. So use that MML, especially overnight, might keep you a little bit more disciplined as far as where the optional turnaround might be in the market. All right, so what did we see here this morning? We saw the MML levels aligning, but for the most part, let's take a look at the ES price action again on the ES. Very choppy today as we see markets to the downside. And eventually it was, like I said, that afternoon setup. This was the portion of the market which had a higher probability setup. Everything's in sync. You could see ES, just nothing going. So hands off. Leave the ES alone. Price action, there it is. Solid Heikin Ashi bar. Didn't like this tail here on the ES. If your stop was at break even, that might have taken you out. Wait for the pullback. And there you go. What time's that at? Yep, there it is, 3:46. So about 15, 20 minutes prior to the end as the market was trying to get and close out that 2400 with no success. Taking a look at the YM full session. There again, same picture. AM session, not much going on. Nothing all in sync. It was the PM session that gave you actually a much better trend on the YM without being stopped on the tail. That's what you'd like to see. Do you get that all the time? No, you don't. Sometimes we get stopped on these tails and you just have to go for the ride. Wait for the next pullback. Don't hit the reverse button. Just wait, be patient, and hopefully you'll get another setup. Get in, use your trade management that we teach either here in the trading room or whatever trade management that gets your stop to break even and allow your runners to run. All right, NQ. How was the NQ today? Price action again. Tough this morning, guys. I'm talking about those long tails. You get yourself in a pullback entry. Bang. Bang. Tails upside. Bang, bang, bang. All the way down. NQ had no clue what it was doing. It's not some serious quaaludes this morning. But NQ dribbling down. Yep, look at the watch book here. That's right, watch list. Facebook, Netflix, Amazon. They were all mostly in the red today. But we got market internals going up. So what do? You still got to follow the trend. Patience pays off. Price action again. Lifts up. There's a little bit of mid-session shop. And the last 20 minutes, you got yourself maybe a little piece of the price action if you wanted to play. Now, overlay the MML charts, and you might even have a better setup overall. So, what was the purpose? Not the purpose, but what was the idea that maybe price action was going to come down there like you just saw? Line it up. We just did this yesterday. I mentioned that I was going to monitor this. Check it out. 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, all of them. 56.34.75 was the tops. That was your Murray math levels tops. And sure enough, what did the market do? The market ended up turning down. So with all that said, there it is. There's the price action overlay now with the MMLs, 56.34.75. You got a solid Heikin Ashi bar, closes down. Now, what is my preference? My preference is when everything's in sync. What does that look like? Well, I got a chart here to show you. There it is. That's when everything's in sync. When you're going from low to high and you have solid Heikin Ashi bars and trend, you got maybe a T3 moving average or multiple moving averages on there. You have everything in sync with your strategy, at least on this Jedi Trader T3 trading strategy where price action's above the T3 moving average and price action lifts and you ride it all the way up. That's what you want to look for. Now, did we see that on the NQ here? No, we did not see that. And so that wasn't essentially the best of setups, but if you're running it from the MML high to the MML low, that's what you would be looking for. Now, we never closed out that MML on the downside on the NQ. Now, at the end of the day, with the MML reset, yes, price action was down here at the support, but not intraday. So I wanted to make that clear, is at the end of the day, the MML chart did not look the same. All right, so price action ran itself down. Maybe you got stuck on a couple wicks. Surely I did. And but give it as it is. Price action on the NQ had its rebound here as it regained some traction back upside. Whether you took the long here above the cloud or waited for the pullback right there above the major support, that gave you another opportunity upside. A couple long tails. Like I said, it can't be the NQ every day. So maybe you have another index. Maybe you gave up on the NQ. Maybe even just said, forget it, I'm not trading this session. But price action did run up all the way to resistance and above on the NQ to finish to the highs. Now, I posted this online. I just want to get a point across. If you don't like range charts, you want to trade off minute charts, here was the PM session setup. Here on the right, Heikin regular candles. Actually, HA bars on the right. Regular number 1 minute candles here on the left. You could see the MML reversal on a 1 minute study all the way from the lows up to the highs. You could see the retest here. You might have been stopped out at break even. You give it another shot. You go right back in. Your stop 56.2375. Not a bad place to put your stop on this move up once you break 56.25. So you're sitting above the 34 EMA. Your HA bars keep you in trend eventually all the way up. So 1 minute bars, range bars, doesn't matter. MML charts. Now, one of the things I'll be looking at over the weekend is I built up an overlay on the higher time frames. I'm going to go ahead and build up an overlay of 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minutes. Those are some charts that I'm watching here on the side monitor, depending on what index you're watching. All right, any other charts to speak of? Yeah, it was the crude that got a nice lift here right off the MML low, ran it up to the MML high. Nice move. For those who trade the beans, nice move on the beans as well. Works well. Globex, nice move, right? What did I say? I said everything in sync. That's exactly almost what I'm talking about, at least the 534. There it is, finally, eventually. Price action breaks the upside and ZS pulling back. All right, that's a lot of good charts there today. Again, use the MML to your liking. Figure out a strategy from that and come up with a plan. All right, so how do we do market internal-wise? Market profile, volume profile, 70% of today's trading right there. We took out the POC on the ES. Pretty well balanced, but a weak low now. So ES eventually at some point is going to come back and repair. But a little bit higher single prints at the end of the market means somewhere we got to build some value up here as price action moves forward. All right, the big daily gaps. That's right. I talk about those all the time. 3 times this week on the NQ to the upside. 48.75 today's high, regular trading hours, and YM going nowhere. As price action on the ES tries to get up to that 2,400 here and closes out 23.99. That was it. But keep in mind, as we'll go through the weekend recap over the weekend, keep in mind those open gaps. Those open gaps, they lure upon us, and they will eventually get closed out. AD lines, it was very, very distressful to get above that AD line, and so market action was just holding throughout most of the session. Here you go, almost 2-3 hours. So range bars, 1 minute bars, they're not going very far. But the NYSE was moving up. Nice move up to 1350 there at the end, but a lot of sideways action on the AD lines. All right, so where do we close out? Our VIX today closes out at, what did I have? 10.57, so mid-10s. No bucking under the 10s here to close in the 9s. All right, where are we with the overlays here as the let's jump into the other screen. You can see here NQ ES almost grabbing that 2400 up there. So there it is. All 3 charts on the screen share here getting a push out. We saw the CL here. GC again was very choppy today. Not much to show on the GC trend wise. Again, you might have tried to get a move down here at the beginning of the session. It was successful. He had most of the charts in sync, but that was it for the GC. For those of you trading the 6J, again, similar picture, but pre-market, overnight, not bad. Globex set up here, solid hike in Ashi bars. Just wait for the highest probability setup. Get that first contract off, let your runner run, and just manage it. And 6E actually, just pending those French elections, got a little nice move, but again, long hanging tails. It was really the only market to react on those non-farm payrolls. So overall, it was the last 20 minutes, guys, of the market session that really was the best trending of all. If you got the setup right in the mid-session during lunchtime, kudos. Good move, but just moved like grass. All right. Grass growing, you know how that moves. All right, we did have an MML reset here as the ES. There's the pre-market. You can see we had an open gap upside, so 60-minute chart, 60-minute hourly charts did reverse themselves. Our all-time high now sitting up here, and so this is good going into the Globex, going into the next week. We have some resistance levels now upside on the 4-hour, so we want to be looking up here to the upper levels. Anything back downside eventually will be coming here. So MML's nice reset here. Again, no real move from the lows. Yes, off the MML reset, 340. I do not believe I went back that far, so I couldn't tell you what it was this morning, but you could see 340 here. We weren't exactly at the lows. So, but we do close out near the MML highs on the ES. Any pullback on Sunday would definitely come downside here, and we'll go over that in the weekend recap. MML NQs, there it is. Looks pretty much the same. There's the NQ pre-market. levels upside up to 56.59, and the NQ still 56.59, still MMLs in place. For the hourlies, we have downside targets as well, and levels of support. Open gaps still remain as we roll into the Globex on Sunday. All right, Jedi traders, I'll go over more charts, bigger picture on the weekend recap that will be posted here at tradingfibs.com. All right, Jedi traders, that concludes an insight into the daily trend and key futures markets as I see them every day on the charts. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. Hey guys, my trading mantra, one simple strategy or one chart, one simple strategy, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at tradingfibs.com, where I'll be posting my intraday tweets. Also check out my pre-market trend, posted usually 15 to 30 minutes before the market opens, with that key chart in the morning with those upper levels, those downside levels. Be ready in both directions. Also, you want to make sure you check out my weekend recap that should be up here momentarily here on Friday or over the weekend. And then always make sure you check out my technical momentum outlook, which should be posted over the weekend. Hey guys, you can feel free, like I said, follow me on StockTwits, follow me on Twitter at Trading Fibs. I always leave the crystal ball to the experts. I'm only watching what's in front of me. And on my charts, I always leave my buys at the door when trading. For those of you who are interested in joining us with our like-minded traders, community of like-minded traders, feel free to email me, David at Trading Fibs. You can join us on any Thursday or Friday to view the live charts setups as they happen in the trading day. And as I continue to use those Murray math levels, those range-bound levels, got to have some type of discipline. It's nice. You can't get those setups all the time for markets. You remember those days when candles just rode away into the sun or down, all the way down, and we just never look back. Well, those days very rare lately as consolidation in the market seemed to play havoc on it. So have an alternate strategy, or at least have a complement. The MMLs can be a great strategy. Again, check out my Murray math levels and Heiken Ashi bars video posted on my YouTube channel. Hey guys, remember, check out my weekend recap. I'll go over more of the in-depth, bigger picture where we're moving into next week. Until then, have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend. Have a great National Hoagie Day and a variety of different national holidays today. Until then, and next week, have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good weekend, a good day, a good night, and good trading to you. Make sure you watch those Sunday French elections. I'm sure the market will react in some way or another. I'm David at Trading Fibs. Good day and good night.